work when you're playing a zone team like Syracuse.
Nope.
But Duquesne lost to St. Bonaventure earlier this year when they played at RMU. They went there tonight, came back, won in overtime.
That's a big win for Duquesne. Pitt, I think Pitt, for obviously local reasons, is the item here. It has just cratered in a way I didn't think it was going to for them. I believed in Jeff Capel going small. I think that Florida State game, as Capel alluded to, sort of threw everybody off, right? You play them in the first conference game of the season, and it's early. It's in your non-conference portion. You actually gut out a win there. Everybody knows that's going to be a good basketball team in Tallahassee and think, okay, maybe this team's arriving ahead of schedule. Turns out they're still behind schedule, and that was the problem for them. I turned that game on, and you look, and it's 14-11, and then I kind of looked up again, and 37-21.
Yeah, it was over.
They can't score, and that's the problem. And don't you wonder about transfers with them? Who might be gone from this team? It's obvious to me that Champagne's their best player. And
yeah, McGowan's and Johnson good and streaky. That's the only
I get the sense McGowan's might have just played his last home game. You just wonder about because there were little whispers last year that maybe he might not stick around. He did. They have a guard that Capel has already intimated he really likes. You just wonder if there's going to be that push out that any program tends to have when there's a glut at one position.
Speaking of Capel, Game Day on Twitter hits us up at KD Pomp, at Chris Mother PGH. Capel is now 19-33 at Pitt. He was 26-37 in his last 2 years at Oklahoma, so he's 45-70 in his last 4 years as a head coach. Again, this is a whole different situation here, so I'm going to wait. See, next year's a very important year, though, if I'm assessing him. I want to make sure that they get – and I thought this year they made some strides, and now it's ended a bad way, which could wipe out some of that. We'll see. That brings us to our phone line because Sam wants to talk about Pitt. He joins us in Robinson Township. What's up, Sam?
Yeah, Bob, I wanted to talk about the Pitt game. This was senior night, and I am so proud of these Pitt seniors. I haven't been so proud of Pitt seniors since that last home football game against BC. And I think what Coach Capel needs to do is bring in Coach Narduzzi and give him a pep talk. And if he talks about how he went for the field goal on 4th and 1 against Penn State and Kessman in the upright, I think that'll inspire him. Goodbye.
All right, Sam, thanks. All right, listen, I don't know what to say, but I didn't expect that from him.
No, he hit me with my favorite kind of call where it's almost plausible at first.
And then all of a sudden it slid into the sarcastic.
You know what, though? I mean, when you talk about Jeff Capel's record, his first 2 years at Pitt, I do think he gets the ultimate grain of salt in the ultimate house money situation last year. The first time I've ever thought negative things just generally about maybe his ability to keep guys into it, motivated a little bit, and not kind of sulking, sinking their shoulders is this stretch right now. Because it looked like they had probably not NCAA tournament chances, but fringe NIT.
Right.
And now that it has completely cratered, they're not going anywhere. And that's a problem in the sense that you would have hoped you saw that progress. And now next year, I think he has to make a significant leap, probably from not doing any kind of postseason tournament of significance to probably going to the NCAA or getting very close.
Just get in the tournament. I think they're going to return, if everyone comes back, they're going to return a team that's there. Another team that's really leaking oil is West Virginia. They can't win on the road. In fact, they beat teams at home by 30, and then they go on the road and lose by 20 to the same team, which is a pretty big 50-point swing. And it leads us to this, Chris, this NCAA tournament, I don't know how they're going to seed teams, to be honest. There are some teams that you'd look at, and by reputation, you'd say, all right, Duke's going to – but Duke has been terrible defensively a large part of the season, especially in their last two games. The fact that they blew a game to Wake Forest last night. I don't know where you would seed them. I don't know where you seed anyone at this point.
Consider what Penn State just did. They finally beat Rutgers I think a week and a half ago when everyone was having Penn State fever. They were on the 2 line for somebody. It's just a complete mess. I think Kansas is probably the best team in college basketball. I think Baylor's probably a solid 1A choice there. But after that, I mean, there's really nothing.
And those teams can lose too.
Right. Any of these teams can lose. This is where I do agree with people who say you need to have a blue blood. You need to have somebody that's a really tough out, that's a really tough team to beat, and somebody that everyone's shooting for, because it's an interesting season, but it's kind of a mess. So for the Jerry Palms of the world and the people that see these tournaments, the bracketology folks, they're probably loving it. I kind of wish there was a juggernaut that at least everybody was getting to take a shot at.
Well, I think Kansas would be the closest team to that, maybe Baylor, but West Virginia once was a number 2 seed just a couple of weeks ago. Now they're down to a 5, maybe 7, maybe fringe by the time they're done. Back to the lines we go. We have Mike in Sharpsburg who joins us. Oh, Mike, okay, he's not there. We'll go to Richard instead on line 3. Hey, Richard, how are you?
Fine. I'd like to talk first-time caller.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
First-time co-host.
Wish I can give you – you want a beer?
That sounds good.
We're going to get some natural sound of a beer cranking
tight
open.
end there was 6'9", and he's faster than their safeties and cornerbacks. And I think the Steelers can save about $45 million on some cuts, including Bud Dupree.
Yeah, you want Bud Dupree to be, franchise tag? Is that what you're saying?
No,
You don't want him.
I want him to be cut.
Okay. Then what do you do
I
over
think
there at
we
that
had 8
side? All of a sudden, you have another major hole to deal with.
Yeah, well, when you have $45 million, you should be able to pick up a few players, and I think they have a couple linebackers currently. That,
where are you getting $45 million? I'm just curious.
1 year,
You're cutting Ben
16 million.
Roethlisberger too, except that's not even a possibility
Dupree,
because he's got
I
dead
think
money.
He had $8.5 million on Brown, the tight end Foster, Villanueva, Chickalo.
Well, wait, you're getting rid of the whole team now.
I mean, this will be cool when we get, if there's an entire new Steelers team you're turning over with all this money. I mean, if this was a better, and this is the thing, if this was a better draft for outside linebackers, Kevin Colbert called it a good one. Now, he knows his stuff, I would say. Mike Renner, Pro Football Focus, was on the PM team today with Pony and myself, and he said this is a very weak outside
I've heard
rusher.
that too.
Yeah,
So-
it's Chase Young, and then it's Epinesa
Right.
from Iowa, but it's a weak class. If you thought in the second round you could get somebody that was maybe going to be as close to a sure thing as could be, Pomp, I think maybe you consider the nuclear option with Bud Dupree here. But that guy doesn't exist, and guess what? When you kick the can down the road far enough with Omar Khan, Cap Wizard, eventually you reach the end of the road, and the Steelers can see it right now.
And the thing is, the best play may be just franchise tagging him and not engaging in long term. That way you get one more year out of him, and he's still motivated, you would hope, to play for another deal. And so you can do that. We'll see what they do, but it's going to be an interesting thing, especially with the CBA and the vote now. Who knows when that's going to come and what it would mean, because the rules will change significantly when it comes to that. Although the cap, if they do vote this thing in,
Steelers are held hostage by this, though.
They are,
If
until
this-
things change.
So if you're a Steelers fan, chances are on some level you're aligned with the owners just because you don't want a work stoppage, you want more football. Well, guess what? If you're a Kevin Colbert fan and you're an amateur accountant and a salary capologist, you really want this CBA to go through ASAP because there are a bunch of arcane rules, but the upshot here is that the Steelers can't do anything. If they're on the current CBA, they are in deep trouble. And we just had the caller say basically cut half the team to make room for a bunch of new players. They're going to cut a lot closer to that number than you would want to believe.
I agree. All right, it's now time for our Tri-State Office Furniture Tweet of the Day. And brought to you by Tri-State Office Furniture. This comes to us from Barb Grove, the Penguin historian who does some amazing work. You talk about his copious notes over the years, but he says Patrick Marleau has more goals, assists, and points, 95 points against the Kings, than any other team in his career. So it's good timing that he's showing up for the Penguins tonight against the LA Kings. We're going to take a break. It's currently scoreless in the first period. We'll update you as we go. We want more of your calls at 412-575-2600. We continue right after this short break. You're watching the Sports Call on Pittsburgh CW.